Good evening, and welcome to the latest edition of Randall Reads. Tonight I'd like to talk about a hugely influential and hugely controversial novel, A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess. This book was published in 1962, just 3 years after the author had been given a fatal brain tumour diagnosis by doctors and given literally a few months to live. Happily, Burgess went on to write up until his eventual death in 1993, producing almost a book every year. The main character of A Clockwork Orange is called Alex. He's a 15-year-old Beethoven-loving street gang leader. His gang are ultra-violent. They always go on rampages, fighting, joyriding, which culminates in him being arrested at the end of the first part of the book for a horrible sexual assault. In the second part of the novel, he comes under the care of a Dr. Brodsky and is put into a psychological program whereby his brain is literally rewired, so he's averse to ever committing a violent act ever again. Famously, the book was made into a film, adapted into a film by Stanley Kubrick, but fearing it would trigger a series of copycat violent events all across the US and the UK in particular, the filmmaker withdrew the film from distribution, and it was almost impossible to watch it for sort of 20 or 30 years. In a sort of sad way, I think the controversy that surrounded the film and Kubrick's decision detracted from just how far ahead of its time Clockwork Orange actually was. How accurately Burgess predicted how violent our societies would become, how young people would be arrested for these horrible offences in the future. He even had his own kind of language, like a slang, which obviously lots of young people use increasingly today, called NASDAQ, where he borrowed from different languages, Russian and German, so they had their own sort of unique way of speaking. It is quite a violent book, and it is unsettling, but I think it really is essential reading, and it's my recommendation for this week. A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess. Thank you for listening. Good evening.